At the heart of Norse cosmology lies Yggdrasil, the world tree. Central to all life and existence, Yggdrasil is not a transcendent deity existing beyond time and space. Instead, it is a living, organic being, both fragile and resilient, intertwined with the three dimensions of time, past, present, and future. Its immense branches stretch in every direction, while its roots delve into the deepest depths, nourished by three sacred wells. Yggdrasil supports 9 distinct realms, 3 located on its highest branches, 3 in the middle, and 3 at its roots, each realm possessing its own unique laws and characteristics. These realms were shaped from the body of the giant Ymir after his defeat. Before delving into each of these realms, let's first explore some general information about the world tree. The most widely accepted interpretation of the name Yggdrasil is Odin's horse. In this context, Ygg refers to another name for the Norse god Odin, while Drasil means horse. This name could be linked to the fact that Odin traveled freely through these realms on the back of his mighty 8-legged stallion, Sleipnir. Additionally, Odin hung himself from Yggdrasil for 9 nights to gain the runes. Ancient sorcerers, following Odin's example, also used Yggdrasil to embark on dream quests through these realms. They employed the runes as talismans, amulets, and keys to unlock access to other worlds of existence. People symbolized Yggdrasil by planting a care tree or guardian tree at the center of their homestead. Over time, if the care tree stood as witness to generations of a family, the bond between the tree and the household would deepen, forming a private and sacred connection unique to that family line. Many such care trees still survive across Scandinavia today, bearing testament to this ancient tradition. It's plausible that the care tree tradition influenced the modern Christmas tree. Next, let's discuss the various creatures residing directly on the world tree. It is said that an eagle sits atop the branches, possessing great knowledge of many things, and between its eyes is a hawk called Vedrfolnir. 4 stags roam among the branches, nibbling on its leaves. They are named Dane, Dvalin, Dunir, and Durathrur. The dragon Nidhogr, also known as the Bane Biter, gnaws relentlessly at its deepest roots. A squirrel named Ratatoskr scurries up and down the trunk, carrying spiteful messages between the eagle and Nidhogr. 3 ancient wise women, known as the Norns, serve as the protectors and guardians of Yggdrasil. Living by the sacred Urd's well, the well of memory and fate, the Norns draw water from the well each day and mix it with the clay that surrounds it. They sprinkle this mixture over the tree to prevent its limbs from withering or decaying. Additionally, they weave the fabric of time itself on a loom, embodying the 3 dimensions of existence: Urd, the past; Verdandi, the present; and Skuld, the future. Each morning, a sweet, glimmering dew falls from Yggdrasil's leaves, filling the valley below. This dew, called Or, represents the memories of yesterday. Before the dew evaporates, Urd collects it and pours it into her well, ensuring that the past is preserved. The past must not be forgotten. If memories fade, the roots of existence risk drying up. Verdandi, the present, oversees the blossoming of life, where vitality and manifestation take form. Skuld, representing the future, helps guide these flowers toward their ultimate destiny. Intriguingly, Skuld's name also translates to debt, hinting that the future is inextricably tied to the efforts of the past. Thus, through the process of time, the world tree symbolizes creation, preservation, and destruction, mirroring the cycles of our own existence. Besides Urd's well, Mimir's well is also found at the base of Yggdrasil. It is closely associated with wisdom and deep knowledge. Drinking from Mimir's well grants immense insight and understanding. It is guarded by the giant Mimir, who offers wisdom in exchange for sacrifices, such as when Odin sacrificed one of his eyes to gain wisdom from Mimir's waters. The third well that sustains Yggdrasil is Hvergelmir, located deep in Niflheim, the realm of ice and cold among the 9 worlds. It serves as one of the primary sources for the 11 rivers known as the Ilivagar that flow across the realms. Hvergelmir represents the primal forces of both chaos and creation. It is also inhabited by many serpents and creatures that dwell within the icy depths. Let's now talk about each of the 9 realms in detail, starting with the highest branches of the tree. The highest branches of the tree cradle Asgard and Vanaheim, homes to the Aesir and Vanir gods respectively. Nearby is Alfheim, the realm of the light elves, mystical and powerful spirits renowned for their beauty and magical abilities. Asgard is one of the most renowned realms in Norse mythology, known as the dwelling place of the principal Aesir gods, including Odin, Thor, and Loki. One notable tale describes Asgard as a fortress built by a giant and his horse, designed to protect the gods against their adversaries, hill giants and frost giants, who might invade from Midgard. Within Asgard lies a central gathering place in a field called Yggdrasil, also the location where the surviving gods will return after Ragnarok, the apocalyptic end of the world. In this field, the gods constructed Gladsheim, the grandest hall ever built. Its walls and pillars are made of gold, symbolizing divine splendor and the gods' elevated status. Gladsheim houses 12 seats for the gods and Odin's high seat, Hlidskjalf, from which he observes all 9 realms. This hall serves as the council chamber where the gods deliberate on cosmic matters and events that shape the fate of the worlds. Another notable structure in Asgard is Vingolf, a sanctuary of great beauty and hospitality. Unlike Gladsheim, which is primarily associated with the governance of the gods, Vingolf is considered a sacred space dedicated to the goddesses. Before Valhalla, Odin's hall for fallen warriors, stands the Grove of Glacier, famed for its extraordinary beauty. Its trees have leaves of shimmering red gold, glowing as though aflame. Valhalla itself is the grand hall where Odin welcomes the Einherjar, mortal warriors who died bravely in battle. It is a place of preparation for Ragnarok, the final battle where these warriors will fight alongside the gods. Atop Valhalla, the goat Heidrun and the deer Eikthrunr graze on the branches of Yggdrasil, the world tree. They also sustain it in return. Heidrun produces mead, while Eikthrunr's antlers pour life-giving waters into the roots of the tree. The gods travel from Asgard to other realms via the Bifrost, the rainbow bridge guarded by the god of war, Heimdall, ever vigilant against threats to their divine domain. Vanaheim is the realm of the Vanir, the fertility gods in Norse mythology. Njord was raised in this realm before being sent to the Aesir gods as a hostage, along with his 2 children, Frey and Freya, as part of the truce following the Aesir-Vanir War. After the destruction of the world during Ragnarok, Njord will return to Vanaheim. Alfheim is the home of the Light Elves, known as Ljosulfar. In contrast, the Dark Elves, also known as Dwarves, dwell in Svartalfheim, a realm to be discussed later. According to myth, Alfheim was once gifted to Frey as a tooth gift, a traditional present given to mark the loss of a child's first tooth. Midway down the world tree lies Midgard, Jotunheim, and Svartalfheim. Midgard, the middle realm, represents the physical universe as humans perceive it. Earth, the sun, stars, and the cosmos all exist within Midgard. Midgard is ring-shaped and surrounded by a vast ocean, home to Jormungandr, the enormous serpent that encircles all of reality and bites its own tail. The lands at the outer edge of Midgard were allocated to the giants, creating the realm of Jotunheim. To protect themselves from these giants, the gods built a stronghold within Midgard, with Thor designated as the defender of Midgard. In Norse creation myths, humanity itself is said to originate from the world tree. The first man, Ask, and the first woman, Embla, are believed to have sprouted from the acorns of Yggdrasil, symbolizing that all human beings ultimately stem from the tree's fruit. In alternative versions of the myth, Ask was born from an ash tree, and Embla from an elm. Together, they are considered the ancestors of all humankind. This imagery persists in Scandinavian folklore, which holds that children are delivered to their mothers by storks after being plucked from knotholes in pine trees, echoing the connection between humans and the natural world. Jotunheim serves as the realm of the Jotnar, the race of giants, and is often referred to in the plural form, Jotunheimr, suggesting that there may be multiple areas inhabited by giants. It is generally believed to be located in the northern part of the world, and is typically separated from Midgard, the realm of humans, by natural boundaries such as rivers like Ifang, and a dense forest known as Ironwood. Jotunheim has long been the setting for many significant events and stories in Norse mythology, including Thor's visit to Hymir to obtain the giant's enormous cauldron, the retrieval of Thor's stolen hammer, Mjolnir, from the giant Tyrion, and Skirnir's mission to woo the giantess Gerd on behalf of Freyr. Svartalfheim is the home of the Dark Elves, also known as dwarves, who are master craftsmen and artisans. These beings were highly skilled in metallurgy and magic, creating objects like rings, swords, and other enchanted artifacts. Among their many creations, the most famous are perhaps Mjolnir, Thor's hammer, and Gleipnir, the magical chain used to bind the wolf Fenrir. Finally, we arrive at the realm situated at the roots of Yggdrasil, Muspelheim, the fiery realm, Niflheim, the icy domain, and Helheim, the land of the dead. Initially, there was only Ginnungagap, a primordial void or emptiness that existed before the creation of the cosmos. It lies between the realm of fire, Muspelheim, to the south, and the realm of ice, Niflheim, to the north. Ginnungagap is where the forces of heat and cold first clashed, giving rise to Ymir, the first living being. Eventually, Odin, Vili, and Vi defeated Ymir and shaped the 9 worlds from his body. Muspelheim is ruled by Surtr, who wields a flaming sword. At Ragnarok, Surtr will lead his forces to confront the gods and set the world aflame. He and his followers will cross the Rainbow Bridge, breaking it under their weight, before marching to confront the Aesir and Vanir gods. Niflheim, on the other hand, is a place shrouded in freezing mist, existing before the world was created. At its center lies the well Hvergelmir, mentioned earlier in the video. The dragon Nidhogg, which constantly gnaws at the roots of Yggdrasil, also resides here. Helheim is the realm of the dead and is ruled by the goddess Hel, one of the 3 children of Loki and Angerboa. The gods, having foreseen the great misfortune her offspring would bring, sent Hel to Niflheim, granting her power over the 9 worlds to determine the fates of the dead. Hel is tasked with assigning abodes to those who die, specifically, those who perish from sickness or old age, while those who die honorably in battle get to enjoy the bliss of Valhalla. Hel possesses great wealth, her hall is called Sleet Cold, her dish Hunger, her knife Famine, her servant is Idler, her maidservant is Sloven, and her bedchamber is Disease. Her entrance is marked by the Pit of Stumbling. Hel is half blue-black and half flesh-colored, and she is described as grim and fierce. Evil men go to Helheim first, and from there they descend into Niflhel, which lies beneath Niflheimr and represents the deepest part of the underworld. The entrance to Helheim is variously referred to as Helgrind, Helgate, Nagrind, Corpse Gate, or Valgrind, Corpse Gate, with the river Joel, which springs from Hvergelmir, flowing near the gate. At Ragnarok, Hel's champions will follow Loki into battle against the gods, awakened by a soot-red rooster. The most famous story associated with Helheim is the death of the god Baldr, which prompted his brother, Hermod, to travel there to negotiate with Hel for his release. Hel agrees to release Baldr if all things in the world, both living and dead, weep for him. Everyone does, except for a hag who was actually Loki in disguise, and so Baldr remains in Helheim. Another notable figure who visited Helheim was Odin, who rode there to summon a seer from the dead to question her about Baldr's ominous dreams. This seer would eventually reveal details about Baldr's death and Ragnarok.